Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Sunday Musicians Café. Thank you for joining me for this Sunday afternoon. Today is very special to me because it will be the 30th episode, and the fact that I'm really happy in general how the project is going, and the fact that the 30th episode features a friend who is a fantastic musician, obviously, but is also a dear friend that I met last year. It makes me even happier. First of all, I want to say hi to everybody and to make sure you see me well, you hear me well. I'm trying to experiment new ways of doing this live, and please do drop a message in the chat if you think something is going wrong. And anyway, if you have any feedback or suggestions for the project, please do send that because I received many good feedbacks in the past, and they help me very much to grow and to make this project even better. I wish you are having a wonderful Sunday afternoon, drinking your tea or coffee like me, and chilling at your place. Thank you for joining us today for this friendly chat we are going to have with Eesa. The guests of this project, for who doesn't know, are people whose work is one of the answers to the famous question, how musicians make a living. Which is quite annoying questions to us, and but very legit, I would say, because actually it's not very clear how musicians make a living. And myself, I was struggling to answer, and I still sometimes struggle to answer clearly on how I make a living, right, as a musician. The reality is that musicians, what I always say, we have to see them more as entrepreneurs. So they try to diversify their income in different ways, and projects of different natures as well, which always include music for some certain extent. And one of those examples is for sure Eesa, which is a very good dear friend to me, but is also very active with different projects, and he's always very curious of trying new ways of communicating. And I saw, for example, a video, and we'll talk about that with him in a minute. He made a video with the new Meta glasses, and those are fantastic. I'm going to invite him so he will tell us more about all of his projects, his passions, his dreams, and please stay tuned because it's going to be a very nice chat. So in a second, and let's see if everything works properly now. It should work this way.
Yes.
Fantastic.
How are you?
Hi Eesa, how are you? All good?
Very good. Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. How are you? Where are you at the moment?
I'm very good actually, here in Berlin.
Berlin, yeah.
Yes, in my exam period in the studies, and yeah, it's very cold.
How is it cold there?
Yeah, right now it's cold enough, let's say. How are you?
Very good, very good. I'm here in London, as you know. I'm based here, and I'm very happy to be here, to be honest. And the weather actually is amazing today. It's quite sunny and not too cold. So we had very good days this past week. But as I was saying at the beginning, I'm really happy, and I didn't tell you this. Maybe you noticed from the post, but today is the 30th episode. So 30, my friend, which means I did 30 different chats with 30 different people, yes? And I do it every week, more or less. I skipped some for just to chill in the summer, or when I have concerts, so I cannot. But I'm it makes me even happier to see that the 30th guest is a friend. It's not just a fantastic musician, right? But he's also a friend, right? So it makes me even happier.
Really, I'm very honored. I'm very happy to be here, especially almost 1 year since I saw you last time, right? And,
yes.
Still on.
Yes. So me and Eesa, we met in Khoury last year, which is a fantastic festival that is being running for 35 years or something. I don't know. Something like that, 33, I don't know, but more than 30 years for sure. And it's crazy. It's a fantastic institution, and you have the top players and top teachers, really. But what really struck me the most is the quality of the people, right? And it's not just the quality of the playing, but it goes very much together sometimes. The best players are also the ones that are super on a human level, that are very friendly and humble, and and you are one of those.
Thank you. Actually, unfortunately, last time in Khoury, I couldn't actually participate in the whole thing. So I was just a part of the production
Yes.
for them.
You have to tell us, because I was introducing you as one of those examples of entrepreneurs that I like to always bring to the podcast, right? And as an example on how musicians can make a living in different ways, and how we can actually follow our own passions without putting apart our obviously job, which is playing the violin. So tell us about all your passions and how you started making all of these videos and programming, and it's incredible.
Actually, it started with the violin. It started as a joke when I was back home. My father, do you want to start playing something, maybe a violin? I told him, yes, why not? And then I started playing, and then I see myself in the conservatory playing here and there in concerts. And then we had this like small hand cam, I don't know what you call it, like this small camera. And my father was like shooting all the concerts and everything. And at some point, I tried to ask him for a better camera. I tried to tell him, listen, this quality is not enough. This is not good. This is not good. So I got the new camera, which was my first camera, and somehow I started doing commercials with it, and I started making it. And yeah, it's kind of in the middle, because also in the music and in this world, the cinematography, or like making, it's storytelling, you know, and you can combine them actually together, and they work amazing.
Yes. Yes, I mean, you touched a very important thing, which is the storytelling, right? And it's one of the key, I think, for good performances in general, is to have a clear idea on the story you want to tell. And communication in general, nowadays, with all the media and all the tools we have, is even more important, I would say, when we talk about playing, right, and perform in front of people. Maybe back in the days, through just a radio, you really listen just the sound. You can't see anything, right? And your imagination is going. But nowadays, also the visual impact that you have is massive. Is massive, and we know that on a normal conversation like this one, the body language is 70% of it. Yeah. So, I mean, science also gives us the reason to think that, okay, the production of the music behind, yes, so all the visual aspect of the performance is very important. So I guess you found that very easy to combine, obviously.
It's actually, yeah, it's very nice, and it's very nice to combine, because you find yourself also back then when you hear something, you would go buy this vinyl record play the record, have to get the record player and everything. But now you need to I mean, you can easily access everything
Yeah,
online, and it's a very important part
yeah,
also as a musician, also to record yourself,
yeah.
to make videos, to make it to the
That
public.
was a question I was about to ask. Did you start recording yourself first, or starting recording other people?
I started recording myself
Okay.
playing in the beginning. At some point, I started with a good friend of mine in high school. We were doing these fun videos, Zach King.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, these
The
types
magician, the magician.
of magic
Yeah,
videos that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it became a thing. It was very nice to do it. I was studying physics or something
Yeah.
else. Parents were shouting at me like, "You should go study. You should go do this." But I was editing all the time, shooting.
I guess you like editing as well, or you delegate that part to other people?
No, actually, I edit.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot, I edit sometimes. But now combining all these things together, like last week I recorded the Eesa
Yeah.
poem in
So
Jack, and it was my first trial with 3 cameras and very good microphones, and it worked perfectly. Finally, it's like it's very.
but I mean, it takes an amount of effort is insane. I mean, people don't realize how much work there is behind just one video. You know, it's massive. I did a project with one of the guests of this podcast. Actually, was Ashby Mayes, which is a fantastic bassoon player who's playing in Germany at the moment, but he's really top notch. And when we were in college together, we did the project. So he sponsored himself, yeah. So he basically asked us to help him with this project, which was a simple 15 minutes of music shot with 3 cameras, 2, 3, 4 microphones, and in the main hall of Royal College. So he booked the main hall. He brought all the equipment, yeah, and everything. And I was there like, wow. I mean, this guy is doing, and he played as well. So, but is in an insane amount of energy and time spent. So I was super happy to be part of that project, and I was like supporting him very much. And I was like, man, I can see how much work did you put on it, yeah. And people they don't realize, you know. Even musicians sometimes musicians they don't realize,
Yeah.
and they were like, just okay, just pay me, and that's okay, because they are moved from jealousy or something, you know. And I was like, no man, don't pay me, please. I mean, you know, like we are friends in college and stuff. Obviously it's fair if you ask for a fee, yeah, but I was like super happy to learn from him. I was learning from him. I was learning like how many cameras you need, how many microphones, and it was an inspiration by itself. So it was like, for me, it was an investment to learn, you know. And I know this is important for me as a musician to have this skill ready when it's needed, right? So yeah, I think you're doing quite well. You're doing quite well. But you set up a separate business, so you're also doing this as a business yourself, or you're doing just
I have another business which is called Okul. It means in Arabic, Okul. It means minds or
okay?
creative minds, let's say. So it's a team of creative creatures, let's say, that are mainly doing commercials and covering artistic events or
So
things.
always kind of in the industry, within the industry of music, or also not related to music.
We started doing other things that are not related to the music, but since I'm a musician, we are getting closer and closer to
Yes.
the artistic field. Also in theater and music.
Do you think people? I think people are scared sometimes of doing something not related to music because it's like cheating on yourself, yeah. And there is this kind of stigma that you cannot spend your energy or time in things that are not music related. Yes, not even there are people that I think most of them are violinists, but because they are all my friends, but they cannot see their life spent on things that are not related with the violin itself. Yeah, and I'm like, why? I mean, you practice 5 hours a day. What do you do in the rest of the hours of the day? You just stay on Instagram and scrolling and doing nothing?
8 hours, 10 hours a day. No, actually, I'm put in this position where I have to choose between the two. Like, do I have to? Really? Like, I love this. I love this. Like, how can I both together? So,
No, also to be honest, sometimes it's good for our own technique, interpretation, and creativity. Yes, of playing. It's good to invest our time and efforts on things that are not music related, because you brought your your attention to other things and you put them in music at the end.
I mean, yeah. How can I say? It's also when you put them in, when you connect the music to them, it's recording yourself. You can start hearing yourself how you play as another perspective, you know.
Yeah.
And then you like it even helps the playing itself. It helps your career and like music wise. Yeah,
Do you
I
think?
mean,
Do you think this is, might be hardcore? But do you think that in institutions like colleges or conservatory should be mandatory to have like lessons on how you record yourself and like critical sessions on
I was
recordings?
just talking about this with a good friend of mine. Actually, that we are working together in Okul. We're talking about how it's very important that every college or every university, especially music universities, they need to have or to include this workshop, maybe at least workshop or a small course for students and for to know how to record themselves, to know how to deal with all
Yeah.
this stress and standing in front of the camera and doing all of this, because it can be really hard. First of all, it can be really expensive,
Yeah.
and it can take a lot of your energy and time and
Yeah.
you know a lot of things.
In when I was in college, in Royal College of Music here in London, I was very, as you are. I mean, not at your level. Obviously, I wasn't at your level. I'm still not at your level, but very passionate about technology and the use of different tools, equipment, and stuff. And I really like this. You know, like it's just a passion as well that I would like to actually deep into it, so to learn a bit more. But so I saw that there was this department which was called digital learning department, and in college they are clever because they are thinking like quite quickly on innovation and things that happens in music and the music industry. So I applied and I got the position as a digital learning ambassador. So my job was basically to teach other people in college, students, to how record themselves. Yes, and also how to use to make the most of all the technology colleges had in that moment. Yes, so there were people, honestly, that didn't know how to switch on a camera.
Yeah,
And I was like, man, this is something like how to put the first finger in first position. You have to think in this way. Honestly, I was like, and they were like, no, I don't need this to play. No, it's true, you don't need it directly. But then if you want someone else to watch how you play, you actually need it. Yes, so you don't exist. Unfortunately, you don't exist if you are not on the social media sometimes. Yeah. But I mean, I was quite radical because I saw there was a need. But also, I mean, to be honest, it's fair. Everybody can think the way they want. I mean, I'm not going to impose anything, yes. But I really saw the need of my peers, so people of my age, not knowing how to switch on a camera or the difference between, I don't know, backlight and front light, you know. Just these kind of little things that makes such a difference then when on the consumer of your product. Yes, so I don't know if you saw this kind of level of ignorance, let's say, in your schools or
I
where you are.
saw it everywhere, and it's kind of expected for me now at this point. Uh, that's why I think all universities should have this workshop, or at least have good or decent equipment for recording, at least a good microphone, a good camera, at least one camera, you know. And yeah, I mean, if you just play for yourself and nobody hears you, then what's the point of it?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. Uh, Really, it's a very important thing for me.
By the way, are you a coffee or tea person?
I'm a I'm caffeine sensitive.
Yeah.
I started drinking coffee, so I can say I'm a coffee person. I like the taste of coffee more than tea. What about you?
No, coffee, obviously coffee, obviously coffee. Even though sometimes, here in London, it's easy to have good tea. So sometimes a good tea is okay, yes, with milk and everything. Sorry to
Coffee makes you
shaking.
sick.
But I'm super addicted, so I don't feel the difference. So at the moment, I mean, if I have 3 coffees instead of 2, it doesn't
At
make any difference.
some point, you stop feeling anything.
Problem is if I don't have coffee at the moment. If I don't have coffee,
Yeah.
it's a problem because something is wrong. Very good, very good. So I'm really happy you're doing this, but also obviously you're an incredible violinist, and as you said, you working in Berlin. Are you studying somewhere, or you are still in by yourself? Already by yourself? No, you're still studying.
I didn't hear you quite well.
I'm saying, where are you studying at the
What
moment in Berlin?
studying?
Yes.
I am studying at the Barenboim Said Academy. It's my 5th semester, so 3rd year. Still have 3 semesters to go, and then I of music. Study,
Okay.
of course, we are talking about violin here.
Yes. Tell us about how is the Barenboim Academy?
It's very nice, very cozy.
Mhm.
I can say cozy because it's it doesn't have a lot of people actually. So everyone knows everyone.
How
Everyone.
many? How many, more or less?
I guess in all the 4 years, around 80, 90 people.
Very, very little. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, we are very close to each other.
Okay.
It's play with each other all the time. It's
I mean, it's nice. You create this kind of familiar environment, yes, so like family environment. Yeah,
yes.
this is nice. I guess though it's very selective then.
I mean the concept after it. It's Daniel Barenboim and Edward Said, which is combining people from the Middle East.
Yes.
So yeah, it concentrates more on people from the Middle East to combine and music and.
Okay, but what's the application process? Is there any way someone can get in, or with a normal audition, or is through just
So
professors? Or
no. So I didn't know my before I applied. I heard about her, which is I study with Mihaela Martin. Um, so I heard about her from a lot of people, and I really wanted to go there. I applied first time, and then COVID hits. I did the first auditions video, waited for the second audition video. That was the only year that we had that this academy I think had like all video auditions. So, yeah, that was kind of like good for me. It was
yes.
comforting. But usually, yeah, you have the first round, which is pre-screening, which is you send videos, and the second round you come to the academy, you do the exams in front of a jury, and then they send you whether you're accepted or not.
Okay, okay. And you think the most important part of this is the fact that Barenboim is then conducting the projects, or you feel like the institution is good by itself and that's a plus?
I want to say that the teachers make the institution
Okay.
good. It's you follow a teacher, you don't follow. I, يعني, yeah, they have a lot of good people, also amazing people that are like teaching there.
But Barenboim is the main conductor, yes, so of the orchestra.
Actually, this is a new thing. He's started conducting the last 2 3 years.
Okay.
The orchestra. Also, he's conducting the divan.
Mm.
It's just amazing.
But is the divan connected with the institution or not?
No. The divan is
Okay.
a whole other entity. It's a whole other orchestra, and there is the academy orchestra, which are the students that play in the academy. And he's conducting, which is amazing experience for the students. Also myself, it's really nice.
You like you have any projects coming up with the Divan Orchestra?
Actually, yeah, this year we have, as every year, we have the Europe tour,
Okay.
playing with the Anis Sophie Muta.
Wow, incredible! You met her?
Not yet, actually. We didn't meet, but I hope. And
Please do play for her and ask her so many questions and tell me again. You know what? I would like to meet her. She's like an idol. Honestly, she's incredible.
it's amazing.
She's amazing. I love how consistent she is, and I think this is really hard for artists. You know, you have ups and downs, yes, and incredible. She's like this. She's always growing.
Yeah.
I think she kind of disappeared. Not really. Like 10 years ago, she was like settling, but now she's like, wow. She's playing all the John Williams and incredible sound and personality as well, like, which is the thing that you can spot her immediately, you know. Which is incredible, because nowadays the sound is so standardized, and so many people, you play whatever Eesa or whatever Mozart concerto, and everybody can be the same, yeah. And good artist, this is at least what I think, is the one that you can actually spot. So,
Yeah.
yes. So for me, there are many that are already there, and I don't know which is your idol when you were growing up. Mine is Heifetz, but I don't know what was yours. Oistraco.
It always changes, actually. It was
But let's say when you were a teenager, which was your? It changes to me as well. Obviously, nowadays it's different. Yeah. When you were a teenager,
I can say Perlman was like something, but it always changes, man. It's phases, you know.
yes,
You fall in love with like different people all the time, depending on your experiences, depending on like what you are playing, let's say. So there's nothing specific I can tell you.
Okay.
Really, about a person.
Very diplomatic. Very diplomatic.
Yes, I'm very careful.
Listen, but I want people to know that we have a very special violin. Yes. The previous guest, or I think 2 episodes ago, there was Lucilla Mariotti, which is a friend of mine and fantastic violinist, and she has a Stradivari. Yeah. And I tried that violin. It's fantastic violin, and it works really well. But I tried also yours in Cachette, and it's not a real one, but you have to tell us what it is, yeah?
So I have it here.
Yes, show us. Wow, look at that. The back.
The back. This is the
fantastic. I don't know if you noticed, guys. Maybe you noticed as well, but I put in the post the music of Ole Bull. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So tell us what's the violin.
So it's a violin made by French luthier Paul Belin. He's in Maintal, Frankfurt.
Okay.
And he made this violin. It's 1.5 years old, and it's a copy of Guarneri model Paul. And it's just plays amazing. I was on the waiting list for this violin maker, and I heard that it's for 2 years waiting, and I really need. My previous violin was from Cachette alone, and it was nice. It was Italian, but I needed something, bigger, with bigger sound, bigger. Also, it was small. I'm kind of a big, so I needed something a bit bigger. So I heard from someone that there was an exhibition here, and there was this violin had prepared like lately. So they told me, come, try it, maybe you like it, and then you don't have to wait 2 years. I just fall in love with it.
Yes.
Really in love with the sound, with everything. Amazing. I took it the same day. I was like, that's it. I want it. Yeah.
I mean, guys, you don't realize, but the connection we have with the instrument is such an intimate connection, right? And it's something that I wanted to talk about because some people think that the instrument for us is just like a car, yes, but it's not. It's something that we have to connect, like physically, yes, and yes,
It's very hard for me also to take to always, if you take violin from someone else,
yes,
there are many amazing people that give amazing opportunities to students and other musicians.
yes,
But sometimes you feel at some point this violin will not be yours, and there's like this breakup,
yes, yes, yes,
to get back again of like the process of getting a violin that you love, that you have a click with. So
absolutely.
doing
There is someone saying, I do understand that I was the same way with my violin. Yes, I mean you build up this relation, and as you were saying, actually, for me, was one of the big topic I wanted to talk about in the industry with my friends. The ecological point of view of learning an instrument. Yes, when you're a kid. Why? Because the violin, especially with violin with strings, yeah, you build up an ecological mind because you have to think this violin was made before I was born, for example. Yeah, if you get to play an old violin, so someone else took it, yes, played on it, had care. So he took care or she took care of it. So not to break it, not to ruin it, to preserve it the best way possible, to give it to someone else, you don't know who.
yeah.
Yes. So you build up when you're a kid an ecological mind. So my violin is mine for the time I'm alive, but it's
Yeah.
mine.
Wow, this is actually very
Super deep.
very philosophical.
Yeah. It's like this. It's and I, in a way, the luthier, yes, is someone that creates something not for himself.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes. So and he gives it to someone else, and then he loses tracks of it. So it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, you see, there will be a guest. Little spoiler,
Wow.
which is an important luthier in Italy. Yes.
Nice.
Um, I won't tell more, but she's really good and she's doing very well. Yeah, and I want to talk with her about this so badly because I want to hear the point of view of a luthier, which has to leave the instrument to someone else. Yeah, and not and like kind of losing track of it. Yes, and be happy with that. That's really deep. I think it's very honorable as well.
I'm very excited to hear like her opinion or like
Yes, yes.
what's going in her mind. But really, now I'm thinking about this question. Like, will this violin be mine
No,
forever, or like how?
I mean, if you take care of it, you shouldn't keep it for your life. I mean, in a way, you would like that to be for the future generations, right?
Yeah.
Like Stradivari. How many people played on Strad? You know,
Yeah.
it's incredible. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. But also, it happens a bit with the bows, but not that much. Yeah, because the bow is a smaller tool. Yes, but in your case, for example, which bow do you have now? Because you told me something important. Yeah.
So when we met actually in Castellon, I had a French
Yeah.
gilet, Louis bow, uh, and then it played amazing. I fell in love with it, and then very lately I got a bow, which is also the same maker, gold mounted turtle shell, and but it just plays on another level. It's fantastic.
Wow.
I guess picking a bow is way harder than picking a violin because mostly all violins will, or most of the violins will play well, will have like a good sound.
Yeah.
But find
Yes.
a good bow that matches your way of playing, or maybe will change the way you play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Learn some new things from new
Yeah.
instrument. Sometimes it's harder to play
Yeah.
a new bow. So bow kind of challenges me, and gives me like an ease of use somehow to get the things
Yeah.
that I want to tell the story, you know?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. No, I really look forward to hear the new combination you have there. And when are you coming to London, Eesa? I want to meet you here.
I have to come soon. I have to come very soon.
And we play together. We do
I
concerts.
remember
Yeah?
when we played the Mendelssohn Octet.
Ah, but you weren't playing with me.
I was playing with you. Actually, we were reading. And
It's true. We were doing the. It's true. It's true. Now I remember. Yes, yes. Man, we should be there.
Mendelssohn Octet, man.
Fantastic. We should do it. We should do it. Come here in London, or I come to Berlin. I actually want to come to Berlin. I studied in UDK for 1 year.
I did?
Yes, yes. In 2018 was with Marianne Borgia.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and then I moved to London. Yeah, but I loved Berlin, and the environment is very nice and everything. Somehow I saw my life more in London, and the connections I had at the moment were better in London, and the perspective I had in general, my vision would fit more in London, yes. But Berlin always stays in my heart. It was like, wow, man.
Always.
I learned German, I made an effort to go to Berlin. So I guess you too. I mean, Germany is quite different, yes, from where you're from.
You can stay here 10 years and not know any word of German.
Yes. How is it going, your German?
I need help, man. No, really. I'm studying in English, so my bachelor, all of it is in
So
English.
you don't know how to speak.
I understand a bit.
Yes.
Yeah, I will.
But I guess all the international students there, they speak in English, obviously.
Actually, yeah, the young generation of Germans and people like international students or international people are talking in English.
Yes.
Fine in
Yeah.
Berlin. So Berlin and Germany, there's Berlin,
Yeah.
there's Germany, something else.
Yeah. Have you ever? Are you thinking of applying for a master somewhere? Maybe London?
You really want me to come, huh?
No, I'm kidding. But it's a good place.
I'm actually considering it. I'm actually considering it. I'm in the phase of thinking like, what am I gonna do next?
You have any ideas?
I have a lot of ideas. I still don't know like what can be the best for me. For sure, I would love to, of course, continue and to do my best.
Yes, yes. Are you preparing any solo concerts at the moment? You want to tell us? You want to tell us? Come to Berlin on on some dates.
There will be in the future solo concerts, of course, in the near future. I would love to play some pieces that I really love, and one of them is Frank Sonata, let's say, because I some time ago, and the other one is Poème Elégiaque by Zaïd.
That's a really nice piece. I actually want to learn it. Yeah.
These pieces are just crazy, like, amazing.
Yes.
Very, very heartwarming, very, very nice.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, Eesa, I'm really happy that we had this wonderful chat today. And as I always do, I ask. I mean, your life is already very inspiring, and you always you gave us a lot of insights to think about. But I always ask this at the end of the chat. If you would like to answer, if you have any tip or any suggestion you would like to give to a future musician of the younger generation.
Yes, actually.
Go for it.
First tip, do scales.
Amazing.
Scales are very important. I remember doing scales when I was studying with Haim Taub, I think, and he took me for 1.5 years just doing scales, nothing, not playing anything else. But I think this was like the best time of my life. I was playing so like in tune.
Yes.
It was very, very nice. This is my first advice. Second advice is like to put many goals for each step in your career. I think it helps a lot, and to choose the project and the pieces that you want to play wisely, because if you don't like a certain piece, then you don't give it your best effort. But while on the other hand, like if you play something that you love, it becomes you, and it's very nice.
Wow, thank you so much. These two tips are very important, and I agree with you 100%. And I really support all of this that you said, especially with the scales. The scale is very important, absolutely. Thank you so much, Eesa. I would love to meet you soon, and let's have a chat as well on when are we going to play together, where you are playing this summer. Let's talk about it, yes? So we are gonna try to find the way to meet us, yes?
Here in London soon.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for being such a wonderful guest.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, Isa. Bye bye. Ciao. What a wonderful chat we had with Isa. He's the best. He's fantastic. As you can see, he's very inspiring, and he's into so many different projects. He has his own business of video making and production of music, and he told us if you lost it and you just came in the live now, please do and watch again, rewatch it, because he has so many good insights on how musicians should take care of their own the visual aspect of all the performance, yes, and how to know how to record yourself and all these kind of things related to recordings and stuff. Thank you so much for joining us today, and please stay tuned for new episodes coming up. There are very good guests that are bringing us so many good aspects of the music industry. And again, the guests of this podcast are people whose work is one of the answers to the famous questions, how musicians make a living. And it's so annoying to answer to that question, but I think with this little project, at least this is my idea, it's nice to see different ways of making a living in the music industry, and it's always a beautiful surprise to see that there are many different paths and many different ways. So thank you so much for joining us. Please do follow Eesa if you didn't do so, and follow me if you want to see more of this content, and see you next Sunday.